Hello, I've gotten a couple of emails from YouTube. Where are you? Where'd you go? And so I just want to say I've been busy making a living. It's always quite amazing how that can take away from my crafting time. But today I'm going to talk about these two card designs. They're both enjoying the use of the Big Shot, and the design itself was inspired by Connie Collins. But I'm going to, while making this one today. So this one is using the die, and I'm going to show you the die that's being used. And this one is using the new Blossoms Punch and Stamp Set. So just due to time, I'm going to do this one today, but I do want to give you a tip on that one. And the stamp set looks like that. I got it clear. And here's where I can show you the favorite thing I have about clear stamps. Put them down, face up, onto the punch. Make sure your block is clean. Use an E-block and put it on top there. So then do a little bit of a press and a pull. That will attach them. Turn this over and you'll see that they stay. So then I'll kind of do an extra push down to make sure that they don't move while I stamp. Well, the beauty of this is now when I stamp, you can see, so it punches out in one swoop, because remember, you punch in a mirror fashion. And that's why I did this on this side and not on that side. I don't think everybody needs to do that. Most of the time you may only be using a piece of that punch and you don't need to do that. But I figured it out and I thought it was useful, so I thought I'd share that with you. And I'm going to put a piece of paper in here that's 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card front. And then I'm going to make my Big Shot sandwich, you already know this, and push it through. So because I'm using the folder, I'm using my embossing plate plus I'm using the platform. That's my background. Now I'm going to actually make this flower in one run. Longer plates and the longer die enable me to make this one flower in one roll. And again, I'm thinking about time, of course. So let me move the Big Shot away. Get a chance to look at these longer plates as I pull this apart. And I have all the pieces that I need for my flower. So I'm going to take them all off. They pop out without any effort, as you can see. Okay, they fall out so easily that, you know, you kind of have to watch yourself you don't lose it. So now I want to give this a little bit of a punch, you know, so it looks kind of flat. I'm just going to run it through my crimper. Alright, so I'm going to put it into, put it into the front of the crimper and run it through. There's one. I missed a little piece. You can just run it back through. And you can run it back through in a different direction if you want to. Not a problem. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little mat and I'm going to pierce a hole in the middle of all this. So first I'm going to put it all together, kind of alternating my petals. And I'll punch a hole in the middle. Okay, one I have. I'm going to take a brushing brad out. And I'm going to stick that right in the middle. Open it up. And there's my flower. Look at that. It's a nice little 3D flower. It's gorgeous. So one of the things I probably will do in real life is shimmer painting. So now I'm going to take my background and I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to use my tacky tape. You want to use a good strong adhesive tape when you do this. And I'm just going to put some tape down on all 4 sides. Okay. And then I actually do a little rub with my finger after I put tacky tape down just to get it into the wedges and make it easier for me to take the adhesive backer off. Okay, so if you wanted to do more with your craft ink at this point, you could, like literally, you could just take your pad, depending on how juicy it is, and do this until you're happy. There you go. until you're, and just de-stress the edges a little bit because they look a little, again, I'm not looking for flat with it. Excuse that noise. And just go all the way around, and that's good. Alright, so I'm gonna, again, we're going towards this. So I'm going to take another piece of tacky tape and put it so that it's about 1/3 up, but if you're lower or higher, it will not make a big difference. And in there, I'm going to take the backing up right away. Alright, now I'm going to use my beautiful lace ribbon. I'm going to leave it on the roll, as you can see, because I don't know how much I'm going to need. And I'm going to just start to roll this down. Kind of what I'm doing is like a, I guess a pleat all the way across. Again, not looking for perfection. But when I'm doing this, you know, I want to make it tight, you know, like condense enough so that the tape is hidden. Okay, and press down really hard so that as much of that cloth ribbon gets into the nooks and crannies of the adhesive. Okay, so now I'm ready to put my flower here. So I'm going to first stamp my greeting. I'm going to use a little bit of watercolor paper, and I'm going to use the Whimsical Word stamp set and just pick whichever. So let's pick Happiness Always. I'm going to put it right on the back of the stamp I was using earlier, and then I'm going to ink that up with espresso ink, and then I'm going to stamp it down, and then I'm going to use my punch that I love. I'm just going to stamp that right out, and you can use any punch you like for that, and I'm going to create a hole to hang it. Alright, next I'm going to take a little piece of string, tie that through, and in this case I'm using twine, which you can also order through Stampin' Up. And I'm going to tie this greeting onto my flower with a simple knot. Regular natural twine that Stampin' Up sells. And just kind of tie a bow there. And now I need to attach this. I think that's just a little bit too long. Okay. But I do like a large amount of bow, right? Then I'm going to attach that to there. So first I'm going to attach the background to the face of the card. So again, this is the other half that I didn't use in the Big Shot. And I'm just going to fold that half of the cardstock in half. Take my bone folder, get myself a nice little friendly crease. Now I can take the backing off of the okay. Then I'm just going to lay this down on there. And now I'm going to put my flower on. What I like to use for the flower is the large glue dots, but whatever you use, it must cover up a big enough surface of the flower so that the flower doesn't fall off because it's sitting on texture. So I'm just going to put that like right there. And basically that's my card. Use your favorite colors here, it doesn't matter. It's a single color card along with a neutral such as white or ivory. Enjoy combining different colors that you love. Thank you.